I think I said like last year I was open to whatever, if they want to stick me at right, want to stick me at left, I'll play what they want to put me at, and no matter what, I'm going to compete and do my best. So, yep.
Do you feel like right tackle is your stronger position, having played both here and there?
Yeah, I mean, just having experience there last year definitely helps. I don't think they just wanted to change it up. Maybe just, keep me at the same spot, and I'm loving it. So whatever they want to put me at, I'll do my best, like I said. So, yeah.
Having so many guys, back on that line, just what's the chemistry like for you guys this year?
Yeah, I think just this offseason we got even closer, spending time off the field on the weekends, during the week up in that film room, just doing the best we can to get that chemistry even, deeper and that connection deeper overall. And it's looking good right now. You can tell by the way we're playing on the field, and I'm excited as fall camp goes on to see how it even, builds more. So.
Overall, I mean, how was it just to get back out there today?
It was awesome. I mean, it sucks during the summer you can't be out there, but we were together, we were competing still, going at it, competing with one another, and we were just excited to finally get our pads on, even though we don't have shoulder pads on, but excited to go up against the defense, not just compete against one another on the O-line and stuff. So.
Where do you think you're more confident this year, having gone through it, been a starter, comparing to your time last year at this time?
I think just experience even more. Just having another year under my belt definitely helped me. And a lot of the guys that are coming back, Garrett, Ben, Mason, we're just going to see, who develops, and we're excited. Just having that year together, play together, has been huge. And that chemistry, like you said, has been different. So.
You've got some neat family connections with BSU football. Your dad obviously played here. What does it mean to you to kind of follow in his footsteps?
It's been amazing. I love every second of it. Like I've said before, like he loves it more than I do, I think. So he gets to come up, hang out with his buddies. I get to see his family friends all the time, or his best buddies up here. So it's just cool to have that connection down here for sure. And then having my brother, like I've said, having him at tight end next to me, getting some reps next to him is going to be awesome. So I'm really excited for that. And it's just been a great journey this last, year and a half. So.
How much continuity do you feel like you guys have on offense this year, maybe as opposed to last year? And do you think it'll allow you guys to maybe start faster, things like that this year?
Yeah, I mean, we all know, like, we had changes throughout last year on offense, quarterback, running back, whatever's going on. And I think this year just we're still competing for spots. Nobody's got set spots. I got to earn mine. I got to earn my keep still, and nothing's given. So you got to work hard for it. But I'm excited for these guys that are coming back and just to see how we develop through this fall camp leading up to UW. So.
What have you noticed about, I mean, I know it's one day, but what have you noticed about Taylen? And, he obviously has a much different role this year than he did this point in time last year.
Yeah, just his leadership overall has been great. He's been gathering this offense together, and having him and a guy like Riley on our side of the ball to help lead this team, lead this offense has been great. But Taylen's just his confidence too has gone up, and I think that's just going to keep going up as he keeps playing more. So gets more reps.
You mentioned your brother a little bit. Just how cool would that be to be on the field at the same time as him in a game?
That would be awesome, and let's hope it happens this year. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to be down about it. But either way, practice, whatever, we're going to get some reps together, and I'm really excited for that. Just to have the chance to even play next to him. So we've never done that in all of our football career. So. Yeah.
What's been your impressions of Ethan so far after a couple months? Yeah,
Ethan's been a great asset. Just hitting that transfer portal, getting him in here has been huge. We're down on some tackles, and we need some depth in that aspect. So it's just good to have another guy, a solid guy that has playing experience, gotten a bunch of games, and we're excited to see him kind of like take off and have a big impact for this O-line.
And then the other guy, left tackle, Cade Casey, I remember Tim saying last year, like, man, this guy in the future, I mean, he's going to be a contributor for us. What did he do early on to kind of put him in that spot to succeed?
Yeah, you don't really see many linemen that come in with that kind of confidence from their freshman year on, right? It kind of takes some guys. It took me a little bit of time, to gain that confidence, and he came in, just super athletic player. Smart kid, just knew what he was doing, and he's got a lot of potential to be a great player here. So.
Cade getting that playing time at the end of the last year, just how did that help that confidence?
Yeah, that definitely helped, having those 5 games and getting that extra game because of the bowl game. So I think he kind of knows what it's like to step on that field, even though he only had, a small amount of plays, but I think it definitely helped boost him and, get him ready for when he has that chance.
With some spots opening up on the O-line this year, you coming back to your spot, what does the leadership role kind of mean to you this season?
It's been awesome. It's just been something I've never done since high school. last year, trying to take over for a guy like OJ. That's hard to do because he was the best probably leader I've been around overall, and just made our O-line better and that offense better overall. So trying to take over that role, be the best I can. Garrett too has been awesome. I've been learning from him too, and he's been great to have around. And just having him and I in there and leading these guys has been just great. So.
What does being a leader on the offensive line look like? Like, what would your duties be?
We just, try to set that standard, and, we tell our guys we have a couple things we like to do. We like to finish. We like to play hard every play, never take plays off. Just pushing to be the best O-line, not in our conference, but in the country. We want to be, the best O-line, there is, and just compete with whoever wants to, play against us, whoever we play against, and we have to know that we're going to go out there and be physical every time.
Who are some guys working behind you at right tackle?
We got Rick Moore, Hall Schmidt. There's some guys there, and we got a lot of guys competing all over. And at left tackle, Cade and Ethan, and just a lot of guys, that have potential to play. So I'm excited for that.
I know it's been one day, but Mason's kind of transitioned into a new position. What do you see from him at center? And do you guys kind of collectively as an O-line, try and help him out, transitioning to a new spot?
Yeah, that's not easy to do. Center is probably the hardest position, on that field. So, but he's got the confidence. He's been working on it hard all offseason, had some reps in the spring, and we're excited to see him, take over that role. Keikani was a great player last year, and Will, and, whoever was down there, but we're excited to see him take that next step.
You're one of a handful of guys that took their 6th year. Just kind of what's it mean to you to get this extra year, and what are you trying to get out of it?
Yeah, I just, obviously we want that Mountain West championship. That's the biggest thing, and we came up short last year, and this year we're coming back, and we want to compete as hard as we can and go for that Mountain West championship. So that's one thing I feel like I was missing on, but I also just love college football. I love being around these guys, and I only got to be around them for a year, so why not, one more year. So.
Season opener right by your hometown, and also against a former rival for you. How exciting is that to be what you guys are working towards right now?
Yeah, they're a great team overall. We know we have a handful going into that stadium, and I've played there a couple times. It's loud. It's a good environment, but they were my rival for 4 years, so I'm excited to definitely play them, and they're going to be a hard game and a hard team to go against. So we're excited though.
Having your brother on this team, did you do anything special this summer to try to push each other to work out harder or be stronger and faster?
Oh yeah, I'm always yelling at them from across the weight room, or on indie drills or something like that, just trying to get on him, and he'll get on me too. So it's a little competition, and we know we can push each other. And once we get more reps, side by side next to each other, I think we're gonna, be yelling at each other probably even more. So it's gonna be cool to, be out there together.
Have you guys always been like that?
Yeah, we definitely get on each other. Like to yell at each other a lot. But I do love them, but we definitely have that competition going just all the way from when we were kids to now, and how we compete and go at each other. So
every team, you might look to have that edge, whatever pushes that extra rep or whatever it might be. What is giving this team that maybe that edge? Do you have a motto, a mantra, or what kind of is maybe giving you guys that extra edge, I guess?
I think just not even just encouraging each other, one another to finish every play. Like you see someone running down the field, chase after them, don't stay behind. It's things like that that are going to separate us, and that finishing aspect is what's going to push us, because to be the best, you have to outwork everyone. You have to finish on the field every play, finish on your defender, anything, you have to do to separate yourselves. And I think we've pushed each other to do that all summer long by, yelling that one more rep, getting one more rep out even when we feel super tired, down. We just push each other to excel and, get that extra one. So,
What do you think of Garrett Curran's shaved head?
Oh, yeah, it caught me off. So he FaceTimed me last night, and I was kind of caught off guard. I didn't think he was going to actually do it, but he did it, and he can pull it off. I don't think I can. I kind of got a big head, but yeah, he pulls it off for sure. I like it. A little Walter White action stuff. Yeah.
You look back at last season, you guys were 2-2. You lose your OC, you lose your quarterback. Taylen comes in a really tough spot and carries you guys to a 10-4 season, right? What did you learn about him last season in that role?
He has that ability to step into tough situations and take over, right? Nobody completely expected that, but he came in there. He was a leader from the beginning, had to step up in a bigger role, which he probably didn't think he was going to have to do, but he handled it better than anyone, I could have thought of. And, now just having him a full year under his belt, like I said, that leadership aspect and how he did it last year and how he's doing it now, it's night and day better. And, we're just excited to see, you know, what he does on that field this year.
I think there's something, you know, Taylen came in last year kind of just thrown into the fire a little bit. It's not like he was able to prepare or anything. Now he's had a full off season. Coaches have talked about, man, this guy's in the film room. He's trying to get better. What do you see like in his preparation these last couple months?
Yeah, I think the thing I like is he's the last guy out of the building, first guy in the building too. You'll see him upstairs and I'll be walking in. You know, he'll be sitting in that film room as I'm walking by. He's just done everything in his preparation to be the best player he can be. But just the fact that he's even called us up, you know, the O-line to get him some extra film and, you know, see what we're seeing and we can see what, you know, he's going through and be on the same page, that's been big in both the O-line's development and his development. So.